deterministic. We have in the previous class we have explained what is a deterministic game, and we have talked about the pure strategy, and we have said that pure strategy is the strategy where both the players play with same strategy again and again. So fixed strategy, all both every time both the players are playing with the same strategies. So where the two strategies for the player coincide, that particular point is termed as saddle point. So if the game is deterministic, the game will be having a saddle point. Now, we have also seen that in the previous class that we are talked about the game of uh, stone paper scissor, where we have seen that the maximin is not equals to minimax, and the that maximin max sorry minimax is first we find out the column maxima. What are the column maxima? Can somebody tell me what are the column maxima? How we have explained column maxima? Can somebody please tell me?
So the maximum
Number,
value in
yes.
the
The
column
maximum, no, the maximum value or maximum
in the
amount of
column.
money player B is supposed to lose whatever whatever A plays. That is the column maxima. And because we have said that player B was the losing player, that by convention player B was the losing player, and by convention player A is the winning player. So we will try to for A we have found out the row minimums. So what are row minima? Is the minimum amount of gain that minimum assured gain. We have talked about minimum assured gain for A whatever B plays. So that is row minimum, and then we have tried to maximize that row minimum. So that is maximin. And for since B is the losing player, he will try to find out what is the maximum he will be losing. So whatever A plays, so that is the column max, and then he will try to minimize that loss. Then we will try to minimize that loss. So that was minimax. So if maximin is equals to minimax, then there is the saddle point. Then both the players' strategy coincides, and thus we get a deterministic game, and thus we arrive at saddle point. But it is quite possible for a certain game there is no saddle point. Then it will mean that the game will be played with mixed strategies. I think in the last class we have defined what is mixed strategy. I am repeating that again. A mixed strategy is a mixture of strategy. Mixture of strategies means sometimes player A will play strategy 1, sometimes he will play strategy 2, sometimes he will play strategy 3. So like, and similarly for player B he will be playing some strategy B 1 for sometimes, strategy B2 for some other times. So player B and A, both the players will play strategies with certain probabilities. Like let me give example. Say suppose if I write A star, so what is A star? The strategy of A. Star means optimum. If I write like this, say A has three strategies, 1, 2, and 3. If I am writing like this, say 0, 1/3, and 2/3. If I am writing 0, 1/3, and 2/3, that means optimal strategy of A is he will never play. Say A has three strategies, 1, 2, and 3. If probability of A1 is 0, that means he will never play the strategy 1 ever, but he will be playing, sorry, I have written 1/3 and 2/3, not half and 2/3. 1/3 and 2/3. So strategy 2 will be played with a probability 1/3, and strategy 3 will be played with a probability 2/3. That means out of 3 times, if the game is played 3 times, he will never play strategy 1. Once he will play strategy 1, strategy 2, and twice he will play strategy 3. So that is the meaning of the SA star is equals to 0, 1/3, 2/3. Again I am saying SA star is 0, 1/3, 2/3, and if I am writing, say if I am writing SA star as I have already written, so SA star I am writing as 1, If I'm just hold on. If I'm starting SS star as one, A has three strategies, one, two, three, and if I'm writing this is a zero, one third, and two third, and similarly I'm writing SB star as, say, B has two strategies, I'm writing like this. So that means this is a big strategy. What is the meaning of this big strategy? That A has three strategies, one, two, and three. He will never play the strategy one ever, but out of three times, he will play one time strategy two and two times strategy three. And for B, out of two times, he will play once strategy one and twice strategy two. So that is a mixture of strategy. Mixture of strategy means strategy with some probabilities. So whenever there is a probabilistic game, the mixed strategy will be used. The mixed strategy will be used. So think about this an example. Say player A has two strategies, one and two, and player B has three strategies, one, two, and three, and the payoff matrix is given by this particular matrix. So 1 minus 2 5, 3 0 minus 2. Uh, I hope uh, both of you are having see, people are still coming in. Please, all of you, please, all of you, write the problem, write the thing. I hope all of you are writing what I'm teaching. So
Yes, sir.
here, mind that before going into the mixed strategy, we have to check whether the game has pure strategy or not. So every time a problem is given, first thing is to determine whether there exists a saddle point or not. So that's the first step. So, so for that, and by convention, as I've said in the previous class, this table, the payoff matrix is given in terms of A. So minus 2 value indicates that A is giving B rupees 2. Minus indicates anywhere wherever minus sign appears, that means A is giving B, and positive value appears means B is giving A. Okay, that's what we have already explained in the previous class. And I think we have defined what is a fair game. If the value of the game is zero, uh, then the game is called a fair game. So for this particular payoff matrix, first find row min. So find row minimum. So row minimum is first row is minus 2, second row is also minus 2, and column max is 3 0 and 3 0 and 5.
5.
3 0 and 5. So max of row mean is minus 2 and mean of column max is 0. So that means here there exists no saddle point, because max of row mean is not equals to mean of column max. So that means this, for this particular game, there exists no saddle point. That means this game is played with mixed strategy. Now this game is played with mixed strategy. ঠিক আছে? Okay, now students, please keep this problem copied in your keep your. We will try to solve it in a later stages. Now we will discuss after something new and something different. Then we'll come back to solve this particular problem. Okay, understood? We will solve this
Yes,
problem
sir.
after we learn
Yes, sir.
something more. After we learn something more. So please write this problem and. Okay, so let's talk about the mix strategy. So like this, here there is no, when there is no saddle point, then the problem is probabilistic probabilistic game is played with mixed strategy. If you have any question, please ask. If anybody has any question, please ask. So for mixed strategy, what is the minimum number of strategies that are required for both A and B? What are the minimum number of strategies required for both A and B?
Two.
So two.
Two, yes. For both A and B, it requires at least two strategies, isn't it? So we are starting with the simplest form. We are starting with the simplest way of say. So suppose A has two strategies, one and two, and B also has two strategies, one and two. Okay. So and we are writing in the matrix form. Please write, students. You write. See, these elements I am writing as A11. This is just a matrix. So A11, A12, A21, and A22. So both the players has two strategies, and we are assuming that we are assuming that the game does not have any saddle point. So and the game will be played with mixed strategy. So first way of finding the optimal strategy and value of the game is by algebraic method. So we are trying to discuss the algebraic method of uh, finding out the solution of the game. Okay, so this is called a 2 cross 2. Please write. This is called 2 cross 2 rectangular game. Rectangular game with mixed strategies. And there is a theorem. We'll just write down the statement of the theorem and use the result. 2 cross
Sir, two cross two rectangular game with mixed strategy.
mixed strategies.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll
Hmm.
write down the statement of the theorem because this is the result that we'll be using actually. Please write for any
Yes, sir.
for any 2 cross 2 two-person zero sum game.
Sir, zero sum.
Had last day I think we have defined what is two-person zero sum game. I'm writing. You can see a 2
Yes,
cross
sir.
2 two-person zero sum game. 2 cross 2 because there are two persons A and B, two person. It's a 2 cross 2 because A has two strategies, B has two strategies. And the zero sum game, why it is zero sum game? Because amount of money that will be transferred or that will be given by A to B or B to A,
Will be zero.
no, not equals to zero. The sum remains unchanged. The sum remains unchanged because gain of A is equals to the loss of player B. Gain of player A is equals to the loss of player B. That is why I think I have said in the last class that if both of them starts with 100 rupees and after the game is over, A has say 150 rupees and B has 50 rupees, their sum still remains 200. So 150 plus 50 remains 200. So that's why it is called two-person zero sum game because nothing extra money is added.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is why it is called two-person zero sum game. One person's gain is equal to the loss of the other. Okay. So I'll just go back to the statement that I was saying. For any 2 cross 2 two-person zero sum game without any saddle point, without any saddle point, and having the payoff matrix.
Sir, can you please repeat?
Please,
Sir, and having the
I
Zero sum.
I am
Pair matrix.
I am repeating. Please listen carefully. I'll be repeating and then I'll explain. Please write. For any
Yes, sir.
2 cross 2, 2% zero sum game without any saddle point and having payoff matrix for player A, having payoff matrix for player A as the way we have given as this. The optimum mix strategies, the optimum mix strategies SA equals to A1, A2. The way I am writing, please write. I will tell you, I will explain. And SB equals to
B1,
B1, B2 as
Q1, Q2,
Q1, Q2 is determined by is determined by
by
is determined by P1 by P2 equals to A
Q1 by Q2.
minus A21 by A11 minus A12, and Q1 by Q2 equals to A22 minus A12
Q1,
A11 minus A21, where where P1 plus P2 equals to 1, Q1 plus Q2 equals to 1, where P1 plus P2 equals to 1 and Q1 plus Q2 equals to 1, and and value V of the game A, value V of the game is given by value V of the game is given by A11 into A22 minus A21 into A12 by A11 plus A12 minus, sorry, A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. ধরলো না আবার লিখছি
So 82 minus what?
I'll repeat. A11 into A22 minus A21 into A12 and নিচেরটা হচ্ছে A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. That is the value of the game. I'm repeating whatever I have said. So please write, please just listen and match. For any 2 cross 2, 2% zero sum game without any saddle point, having the payoff matrix for the player A, that is the original payoff matrix is A11, sorry, A11, A12, A21, A22, having the with the optimum mix strategies SA, P1, P2, and SB is Q1, Q2, is determined by P1 by P2 equals to A22 minus A21 by A11 minus A12 and Q1 by Q2 equals to A22 minus A12 by A11 minus A21, where P1 plus P2 equals to 1 and Q1 plus Q2 equals to 1, and the value of the game B is given by A11 into A22 minus A21 into A12 by A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. So that is the statement. So as I have said, we have four elements: A11, A12, A21, and A22. Actually, what is the statement is saying that this is your P1 and this is your P2. That is, if you are playing strategy 1, A is playing strategy 1 with probability P1 and playing strategy 2 with probability P2. And B is playing with strategy B is playing strategy B1 with probability Q1 and uh, playing strategy 2 with probability Q2. So as you know, if the total sum of the total probabilities must be equals to 1, so P1 plus P2 must be equals to 1. It has to be. And similarly for Q also, Q1 plus Q2 must be equals to 1. That's the standard requirement. That is the standard requirement. Now our objective is to find out P1, P2 and Q1, Q2. Obviously, we have already said this is a mixed strategy game. That means there is no saddle point. After there is no saddle point, then and then only we can come to the mixed strategy part. Then we can say that game is there is not. Then the game we can say that the game is not deterministic but probabilistic. So probabilistic. So minimum possible probabilistic game is would be having two different strategies at least. Minimum possible. So A will be having two different strategies. B will be having two different strategies. And A is playing the two different strategies with probability P1 and P2, and B is playing with two different strategies with probabilities Q1 and Q2. So that's why their sum of the probabilities will be equals to 1 for both A and B. Sum of the probabilities will be both A and B. Now our objective is to solve the game means to solve the game means to find out the we have written SA star and SB star previously. So what is SA star? SA star means optimal strategy of A. Since it is mixed strategy, so in this case both the strategies will be optimum, but with some probabilities. What are the probabilities? The probabilities are P1 and P2 for A, and what are the probabilities for B? Sorry, for B, the probabilities are Q1 and Q2. So that is what is represented in the matrix represented in the theorem statement. So SA star means optimal strategy of A, and as both the strategies have to be there, otherwise it cannot be mixed strategy. So they are played with probabilities P1 and P2, and similarly for B, their probabilities are Q1 and Q2. So that is the statement, and the statement also gives the value of P1 and P2, Q1 and Q2. So actually it is written in a different manner. We will write, please write this particular statement. Actually the value of P1 will be obtained by P1 is equals to the formula as it is written as A22 minus A21. Please write this by A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. That is the value of P1, and value of Q1 is equals to A22 minus A12 by the denominator is same, A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. So this is what you have to remember. This formula you have these two values and the value of B. These three values you have to these three formula you have to remember. And obviously if you can find P1, P2 is 1 minus P1. So P2 is 1 minus P1 and Q2 is 1 minus Q1. It's very easy to find out P2 and Q2. Once you find P1, it will be very easy to find P2, and once you find Q1, it is very easy to find Q2. Okay, so have you all of you have written this? All of you have written this formula?
Yes, sir.
No problem with
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
solve the following game with the pair of matrix 2, 5, 4, 1. So that means A has two strategies and B also has two strategies. Uh, top is, mind that top is always B and left is always A. So if you are given a game like this, a 2 cross 2 game, so first thing is to check whether saddle point exists or not. So first what we'll do, we'll find out the row minimum. We'll find out row minimum. So find out row minimum. So row min is equals to, for first row minimum is equals to
Two.
2, and for
two,
second row
one,
row minimum is 1,
One.
and column,
4, 5.
for column, yes, column maximum is 4
Four.
and second column maximum is
5.
5. Now max of row min is 2 and mean of column max is 4. So you write in this problem, just write max of row min is 2 and mean of column max is 4. That means
The max of Romin.
last we have written maximin. Maximin means max of row min. Here maximin
Yes.
not equals to minimax. We have written in the last class. Max of row min is termed as maximin. Minimum of column max is termed as minimax. And then you write, if max of row min is not equals to minimax, then V, please write, V lies between max of row min and mean of column max. V means value of the game lies between 2 and 4. This value and this value. It is always true. Actually, in case of saddle point, V is same as, in case of saddle point, maximin equals to V equals to minimax in case of saddle point. In case of saddle point, this condition will be satisfied. For pure strategy, saddle point, this particular condition will be satisfied. Otherwise, for mixed strategy, maximin will be less than equals to B, will be less than equals to minimax. For mixed strategy, this particular condition will be satisfied. Please write. So for this particular problem, maximin is 2, minimax is 4. So V will be lying between these two values. V will be lying between 2 and 4. Okay? Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
So as this particular game, as we have seen that this game does not have any saddle point, that means it has mixed strategy. Then simply we'll say A, please write, say A will be played with strategies P1, P2, P1, P2, and B plays with plays A plays the strategies 1 and 2 with probabilities P1 and P2, and B plays the strategies 1 and 2 with probability Q1 and Q2. Then according to the theorem, P1 equals to key. What is the formula? P1 is equals to A22 minus A21 by A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. So according to the formula, just put the values. So what is the value of A22? What is the value of A22?
1.
A22 is 1. A22 is 1. A21 is
4.
4. So 1 minus 4 by
और
2 plus 1 minus
वेट कर देगा, अच्छा
4
ही
plus
मौका है,
5.
खुला रहेगा तो इजीली हो जाएगा।
So
तो
calculate.
डाल अच्छा एक हम लोग का दुकान में काम करता
I
है,
think somebody's
कितना से
mic is
दुकान
on.
हमको तलाश कर रहा
Please
हो,
switch.
बिजली का दुकान में वो मिल जाता तो सब काम
Somebody's mic is on.
सब कुछ कर देगा, आके एक रोज खोल भी देगा।
ज्योति म्यूट।
Jyoti, please mute. Yes. Uh, so please
Sir,
calculate.
A12 is 5, right?
No, A12 is A12 is 5. Oh, you are saying I've written 4 plus 5. Actually, it doesn't matter. Yes, 5 plus
Yes,
4 and
sir.
2 plus 5 is right. Right. Yes, it will be 5 plus 4. It should have been. It should have been 5 plus 4. I have written 4 plus 4. Right. Right. So please calculate. Calculate what is the value.
Sir, 1/2.
So P1 is
1/2.
half. P1
हाँ
is
सर
half.
हाफ
Okay. So
हाँ
Yes,
so
sir.
if P1 is half means P2 is also half because P2 is 1
Yes, sir.
minus P1. So please calculate. And similarly calculate P2, sorry, Q1. Q1 is A22 minus A12 by denominator is same and calculate Q1, Q2 and V. Please quickly calculate. So values I 2, 5, 4 and 1. Sure. So 1 minus 5. I think 2/3. Q1 is 2/3.
Yes, sir.
Q1 is
Yes,
2/3.
sir.
Q2 is
yes
1/3.
sir
And value of the game 18/6. That is 3. Value of the game is 3, isn't it?
yes sir
Everybody is doing it. I hope everybody is
Yes, sir.
doing
We are
it.
doing.
It's just pretty simple. Put the values in the formula. Just put the values. Everybody has done it.
yes sir
Sir, doing it.
How much time it takes? The denominator is always same. The value of denominator is -6. And just put the values there in the formula so you'll get. So check. We have said V is lying between 2 and 4, isn't it? We have said that V is lying between 2 and 4. And what the value of V we have got? We have got the value of V as 3. So 3 lies
Yes, sir.
between 2 and 4. 3 lies between 2 and 4.
Sir, sir, I cannot understand the Q1, how it is 2 by 3. Mine is coming 4 by 9. How?
4 by 9.
4/6 হবে, ওটা কেটে দিলে
4 by 6 কেটে
2/3
গিয়ে
হয়।
4 by 9 কি করে হবে?
Oh, acha, sir,
This
sorry.
Minus
plus
4 by -6.
it is -4 by -6. উপরেরটা হচ্ছে 1 minus 5 by 1 plus 2 minus 4 plus 5. শোনো, এই অ্যালজেব্রা যদি করতে না পারো তাহলে আবার অন্য নতুন ক্লাস থেকে শুরু করতে হবে। সো ইট ইজ -4, উপরেরটা হচ্ছে -4, নিচেরটা 3 minus
Yes,
9
sir.
করলে হয় -4 by -6, that comes into 2/3. It's very
Got it.
pretty simple. Nothing is required.
স্যার, Q2 টা বার করার পরে V টা কি করে বার করব?
Beta is the formula, the value of the formula is already given. Just put the values there. The formula for V is already given.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Just put the values there. It's pretty simple. There is nothing, no mathematics at all, no difficulty at all. Just put the values in the proper place. Only thing you have to put the correct values in the correct place. You will get And I hope that you know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, nothing else. We haven't done anything which requires other than multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
Yes, sir.
So we can directly also take out the value of b. Then why we take out p1 and q1 first?
Means, I don't get you. When you are asked to solve the game, means you have to find the V as well as you have to find the optimal strategies for both A and B. So solving a game means finding out the optimal strategy for both the players. SS star, you have to find out SS star, SB star, as well as V. So to find out SS star, you need to find out P1, P2. And to find out SB star, you need to find out Q1 and Q2. So that completes the problem that SS star is 1, 2. What is the probability that we have got the values of P1 and P2 as half and half? SB star is, I think, 2/3 and 1/3, isn't it? And value of
Yes,
the
sir.
game B is 3. So ultimate solution,
Yes.
the final solution of this problem is the game is played with mixed strategy, because again I am saying this is very important. First thing you have to check whether the problem has a saddle point or not. If the problem does not have a saddle point, then and then only you go to the mixed strategy part. So if it's a first thing, you have to check whether the game is a 2x2 game. If it's a 2x2 game, then directly we can use this particular formula and find out SA star, SP star, and the value of B by putting the values in the proper place. And that's, if it's more than two strategies are there, then we have to do something else. We'll discuss that in the next class. We'll discuss that in the next class. So is it okay that so I hope I have answered your question that you have asked, why there is a requirement of finding out the value of P1 and P2 there.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So because it is important to explain the optimal strategy of A and B, because as we have said, game is a decision making process where decision making environment is conflict. There is a conflict in the interest. So there are, in this case, there is a probabilistic models. So sometimes he is playing A is playing with uh, strategy 1, and sometimes A is playing strategy 2. What is the interpretation of this? That out of 2 times, A will be playing one strategy 1 and one strategy 2. And for B, every 3 times, A will play twice the strategy 1 and once the strategy 2. So that is the objective of B and objective of A. If the game is played, say, 6 times, or if the game is played 2 times, then A will play one time strategy 1 and one time strategy 2. But for B, if the game is played 3 times, then twice he will be playing strategy 1 and once he will be playing strategy 2. And the game keeps on playing, keeps on going on playing. Say, it's a repetitive way of doing it. It's a repetitive way of doing it. And the value of the game is 3, means ultimately the B has to pay rupees 3 to player A. Player B has to play, because the value B is positive. That means player B has to pay player A rupees 3.